you're saying like this, this work of yours is very like unusual compared to the other stuff that you do, which is normally very left brain. But then, like, do you think there could be some sort of relation in that, how this has this kind of spatial corporeal experience, and also like with quartet, I remember like in that video when you were talking about that work and you were saying how you wanted to have that feeling in the bones, like to have it like register there, and then here it's also a lot of feeling, like hearing and experiencing and awakening that archetype. So.
Come again?
Like could it be like some kind of like relation, like bridging into that? Like bridging into that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think that part of sort of like what you inherit from science, I think, is like the sense of irreverence. So it's like, because instead of like saying, well, Galileo said this, so it must be true. It's sort of like, do the experiment, it's true. So in that sense, it sort of it encourages that you sort of like find out for yourself if it's true. And I think that sort of like bleeds into it. That you use your nose for anything. Okay, there are these theories sort of like breaking up the image or whatever. But basically, I sort of like approach them with and weigh them as on the scale of whether there's some kind of something visceral about it, something that that knows pain kind of. Yes, like that. So that's why it's sort of, it's also, I think I adopt technology slowly because it's not, I don't necessarily want to get like the gleaming spaceship or whatever. It's just like, is this a good toy to play with? So like, then how do you play with it so that it feels good or feels strange or makes a difference in the room when you use it?
How important is space, or does the space lead in this way, or which adjusts more, the work or the space? Which of them adjusts more to the concept?
Well, I think that the space, the context, the space is a big part of the context, and it's always about the context, I think. Because it's like, it doesn't make sense if, like, no matter how gorgeous it is, if you put it in the wrong place, it just the work can get lost, or it can look stupid, or it can look too much like the mall, So, it's like, if you put it in the wrong place, it just can get totally lost. So, whenever I make something, I always want to know where it's going to be, how noisy it is it quiet, what sort of people will be there, or what other artworks will be there next to it, that kind of thing. So, yeah, the space, because the space is the first thing that I think about is the experience, and the space is crucial to that. So yeah, so this one I was interacting with the gallery space. Like this little stairway, there's a door, so let's make another door over there. There's no door, things like that. It's white, so maybe there can be something. It's square, so maybe we can like break through the squareness, things like that.
Can we look at can we try to look for the sweet spot now?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we like clear this a little bit?
Can we see Eddie's iPad?
Oh yeah, right. Eddie is here. I want to show. I can show like the new. Here.
Talk about the eye patch.
Yeah.
Since it's they do it also like during the opening. Are you? Did you make a new version?
Yeah. There's this is Teddy, a friend of ours, and
And of Philippine culture.
And of Philippine culture, the father of Philippine regional cinema. It's like basically discovering it and doing it, presenting, into Imperial Manila, the independent film group with and he, I think if you see it, he's got one of the gases flames is dark. It's because a couple of months ago, Teddy lost sight in one eye.
Years ago. Years ago.
Okay. So I don't appear to have a very good sense of time. So anyway, I was thinking about this ever since I saw the MP4 players in CD Arcane, which I think is worth an essay about being the enablers of Philippine new media. I think. So anyway, there was like they had like cheap MP4 players with screens, and I was saying, I'll break out the screen and make him a video eye patch. So it took a couple of years because they were like 4,000, 5,000 pesos each, and I knew I would break one at least before I finished making it. So it's just recently became cheap enough for me to figure that I didn't care whether I do it or not.
Actually, it looks great on Teddy.
Yeah. So
this is Teddy's eye again?
This one is Teddy's eye, yeah. So this one, I call this the eye patch or Teddy vision. Yeah, the eye patch or the Teddy vision. So yeah, and I always thought that, although it's cool, I think it's important that the guy who actually wears it actually be blind.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's not. It's just corny.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like stupid. You actually lose sight in one eye in order to like wear this piece of costume.
Yeah.
So, and whereas with the eye, I think then it becomes sort of an invocation to sight, or a hopeless effort to replace what it is impossible to replace with this machine. So,
would you consider it like your second solo exhibition, like showing yourself, like a moving?
I definitely consider it like
your moving gallery,
the smallest and fugitive video installation of the Philippines. And ayun, I'm not sure. Because in a way, it could be my second one. Or
an ongoing one without...
An ongoing one, or it could be like a denizen of fairyland who sort of like came by, came out of the screen and sort of like hanging out just to check it out how it is here. So there's like, right now I have like a couple of clips in there, so they should all, well, let me fast forward this a bit to the next one. So basically, it's
that's a new one.
Yeah, it's a new one. So basically, it's like 44 languages worth of, at least 44 languages worth of the word I. At least 44, because there are some where like there's like 3 or 4 languages that have the same word for I. So I don't know, but at least 44. Anyway, so this is great. This is like Google Translate.
44 ways to leave your lover.
Yeah. So I have like so instead of
How many videos are there now?
well, there's about 4 of them.
What are animations?
Nobody's given me animations yet.
Okay,
So
this is your eye.
This is my eye.
Yeah.
This one that I shot.
Let's see. Yeah, that was
It's
the
still
opening
too
night.
big.
Yeah, opening night.
This one.
Oh yes, you were telling us about that.
Yes.
Good journey. Rex.
It's a quotation from Desiderius Erasmus. It means, in the country of the blind, the one
Running man escaped. But he'll go around with it, so.